Hey guys, so now that the UCS 8080 has been officially revealed, I'm going to be counting down my picks for the top 10 LEGO Star Wars sets of 2021. Now this year has been incredible, there have been some great sets, and this has been really hard. Like, I'm thinking about doing a worst sets video, and it's really hard to pick 5. But yeah, let me know your picks down below, of course, once you finish watching this video. Because maybe they'll be the same as mine, and I tried to keep my personal bias out of this a bit. For instance, sets like the Jewel on Mandalore, I really love that set, but it didn't make the list. But I decided to kind of go for a range of sets just because, but honestly, this is basically my picks. And you can disagree with that, and that's okay, but let's get into it now. In 10th spot we have the Imperial Armor Marauder. Now this one, it doesn't look that pretty, but it has some great playability, probably the best play set, and a pretty cheap one too out of the whole year. It's just great, it has so many functions, also some really cool figures, but it's just not up the top because it simply doesn't look great. I still love the set, it still looks pretty cool overall, but I think that it's not as good as some of these other ones. Up is the Scout Trooper helmet, and this is mainly in here because I felt like I needed to include a helmet, as helmets are pretty good, and this one is arguably the best helmet set we've ever gotten. I think it just looks perfect, it perfectly captures everything about the Scout Trooper, it's just really well done. Next up is the Imperial Light Cruiser, a set which I've never really liked, but it's gone the extra mile with the figures and the build. It's okay. It has some pretty cool play functions, and it's definitely like the big playset of the year for LEGO Star Wars at least, so I definitely think it deserves a spot on this list, as I guess it is pretty well designed when I think about it. Next up is the 18 Plus Darth Vader's Meditation Chamber, and this is just all around a pretty great display set. And I definitely like the direction LEGO's going with these 18 plus sets, kind of having them in a minifig scale but not UCS. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hyped for the other ones coming in 2022. I know they're a bit different, like the iconic quote sets, I guess I'll call them, but I guess they are in a similar vein, and I really love that idea. Next up is the Boba Fett Starship, Not the Slave One, and yeah, this one is a pretty great downscale from the 2019 set. I think that it handles it very well. It is arguably the best downscaled set LEGO has ever done, at least in this year, where they kind of started the sub-theme. There were a few sets like it before, but they really kind of started it this year. And I definitely think it is the best one. Has some incredible minifigures though as well, however they aren't going to be exclusive for very long, at least I don't think that Boba Fett will probably be the same one coming in the Boba Fett's Palace next year, as well as any other Book of Boba Fett sets. Next up is the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. Now I really love this set, however I can admit that there are a few flaws to it. Like some inaccuracies with the build and the figures, also the fin thing where you can't hold it properly. There are some flaws, but overall I do think it is an incredible set, and definitely the best possible set to buy if you are a fan of the Bad Batch, as like if it comes with all 5 members, that's incredible. I would never expect that, but they actually did it, and it's great, and I do think that the set is really cool and filled with some pretty cool details. Next up is the UCS R2-D2, and I really love this set. I love the original, but this one is just really cool. Goes really well with a BB-8 set. I don't have this one though, which is a bit disappointing, but it is really cool nonetheless. Also got that 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm brick, which is really cool to see, and overall this set is definitely a great one of my favourite UCS sets ever, but if it's the lowest of the UCS sets here, then the other ones must be pretty good. Next up is the Mandalorian Starfighter. This is my favorite of the summer sets. I really love the set. I know that there's a gap in the cockpit or whatever, but the minifigures are incredible. Definitely the best set for minifigures in my opinion, maybe apart from the Bad Batch shuttle, but the build is really great. I always love the ship, and I always love the original set, but this one is again so much better, just like the UCS R2-D2, and I really love it. A great ship in universe. I love the Clone Wars Season 7, so overall I just have to put this set in the number 3 spot. Next up is the UCS gunship, and I know the minifigures are bad and the Imperial logo on the box, but overall I really love this set, even after what the designer said about the clone pilot. This set, at least the build, is incredible, and I think it is one of my favorite UCS sets. Like, this year has some of my favorite UCS sets, all 3 of them, and that's like, yeah, it's great that we are actually getting 3 UCS sets anyways, but this one is just great. It was fan voted and it obviously won because, well, it's the UCS gunship, and the UCS gunship is incredible. Obviously the best set of the year is the UCS AT-AT, the one that I was waiting on this reveal because I kinda knew it would be at number 1. I love the AT-AT and I love the set. It's so cool that it has an interior, and overall it's perfect. There is nothing wrong with this set. I've not seen anyone actually complain about the set, apart from the price, which is understandable. But yeah, this set is perfect. I think it's my favourite one out of the 3 big LEGO Star Wars sets. And that's it for my picks for the top 10 LEGO Star Wars sets of 2021. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below, and if you want me to do a top 5 worst sets of 2021, that will be ridiculously hard for me because I love all these. Also, you may notice that there are no sets from the Winter Wave in here, and that's not because I don't like them, it's just because I think there are better sets released this year. Overall, this year was really good, and there's only a few bad sets, but there's barely any. I definitely think that this is one of the perfect years for LEGO Star Wars. However, that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. That'll be all, folks. Goodbye.